everybody. Welcome to Roll for Focus. I'm joined by my players.
I'm Mars, pronouns he, they, and I'll be playing Rokain today.
Just today.
Oh, absolutely, just today.
Never anywhere else.
Guesta.
I'm Cody, pronouns she, they. I will be playing Egan, our lovely single dad Leonin, whose pronouns are he, him.
I'm Artemis, pronouns they, them. I am playing Zealous, pronouns he, him, who is very excited to try out his magic today, but we'll see how that goes.
And I am Nee, pronouns they, them, and I play everyone else in the world, and they have a lot of different pronouns. We're not going to go all through them.
A tire list of everybody in the world's pronouns.
Texas, he, him, this one, this one. Yeah, no. We'd be here all day.
All day.
Lightning round.
See, this is where you just write down, like, he, him, 2,578, and that's how many NPCs have that pronoun and all that.
Last time, our adventurers kind of had a mellow training. They got used to their thing. Egan got to work in the forge. Rokain got to do some studying. Zealous practiced his magic. And they all found out they're underground in an island on Dragon's Hoard.
On Dragon's Hoard? I thought we were just
in the vicinity of Dragon's Hoard. Which they all had various reactions to. And they had a nice little moment out on the beach. They convinced Caxus to go outside.
He's pure white, not because he's a white tiefling, but because he hasn't seen the light of day in 20 years.
God damn.
He pops out once a month. That's all the light he needs.
This guy's gonna have a vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes a day, not a month.
Well, he's doing his best.
Is he, though?
Eventually, Zealous got himself a spell foci, which hopefully will mean he can finally do magic. Woo!
Better, anyways.
Better.
He's been doing it, it's just been wonky.
That is how Rokain found out about the artifact room, and very much wants to get into that, but they can't do that because they need to go to Laith, where something is amiss.
At some cool...
At some resort.
Resort
We don't know if it's a
thing.
cool resort. We just know it's a resort.
It's cool to Zealous because he is from a poor village.
He's never seen a resort before.
But you all arrived on Laith, and that is where we begin. I'll go into a little spiel in a second here, but just for viewers, not our viewers, our listeners, you guys aren't seeing our beautiful faces.
Unless you have synesthesia, then you might be viewing something.
Or a very, very good imagination.
Or very, very good imagination, which we have learned Artemis doesn't see things visually in their brain, so that's been interesting.
I always thought that was not literal when people said that. Picture an apple. Do you see it in your brain? Totally. Definitely see that. Obviously, you don't mean this literally.
Whereas the rest of us are picturing an actual apple.
Like the drawn, like you draw something from memory. That's as best as I can do.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Huh, good to know.
Anyway, Egan got a white gem at the end of last session. I just got really, really caught up in the RP of things and forgot to
Announce
that. But he has one. So now I'll go into the official start.
What was the name of the place that we showed up in?
Laith.
Thank you.
Laith.
Had we actually shown up there? I thought we hadn't
Yes,
left yet.
at the end we squished all our things and appeared in Laith.
We squished our stress balls.
Yes, we squished our travel stress balls and appeared.
Discover the beauty, culture, and adventures waiting for you on the island of Laith. From the rich, exotic culture to the amazing vistas, Laith has all you could desire. Experience cultural immersion that is the reef. Take a tour through the ocean or through the sky. Take in a show at either the traditional Meizenan or the sleek, modern Babette Theater. If you want to try your luck at the new Beza Casino, and when it comes time to lay your head, Laith has a variety of resorts, each with their own unique experience. So jump into adventure and leave the humdrum of day-to-day behind. Welcome to Laith! and you all put the brochure down.
What was that written in?
Oh, that was written in common.
Okay.
This is a tourist place that I get invited in.
Why do I feel like Egan read that aloud?
He did not have the advertiser showman speech, but yeah, Egan would just read through it. It's like, yep, this sounds about right. Welcome to Laith, guys.
Are we actually going to do any of those things?
I would assume not. No, we need to more focus on finding the resort and looking into the issue that Caxus sent us here for.
Maybe afterwards?
Maybe if we have some time, we can look into something.
Just kind of like, I'm not sure about that, but okay.
I've never been to Laith.
Egan, you have been to Laith.
Have been to Laith.
And you've been there recreationally.
Yes.
Rokain, you've also been here, but you're usually here on more of a... Like, you have a set,
itinerary.
It's very...
Business.
Very business. Like, you've done fun things here.
Much business, yes.
Much business.
Such business.
Like, you've done fun things here, but mostly it's like, oh, meeting here. You have to make an appearance here. You have to... do a little wave.
Yeah, apparently.
Egan, you've been here recreationally, so you know a few things about
That's
Laith.
not the Princess of Genovia wave.
One, you know that there's like a traditional side of Laith that is more in touch with their actual culture, and then there's the exotic culture modern side of Laith.
Air quotes abound, for the record.
Yes. Which is just cultural appropriation center, really. That kind of stuff is more on the northern side of the island. You appeared on southern Laith. You're in the more traditional area right now. Though there has been things that have slowly been encroaching, like that new casino that was mentioned is actually on the southern side of Laith, which there was a lot of protests there. And you also know that there's a lot of people that always talk about how their cultural rituals are so... They're not that different from you in Greenberry. Like, they have a few different things. Obviously, every place has their own culture.
Yeah, every country kind of has their own little idiosyncrasies, but it's not as exotic and otherworldly as...
Yeah, like, maybe if you're coming from Muss, it's a little... But, like, it's not exclusive to Laith.
Muss being another continent entirely.
Yes. But that's what you know of Laith. You know you're in the more traditional side. Not that it's all traditional. There's definitely been some encroaching. But these are a lot more, I feel like, the places you probably stayed when you came to Laith. A lot more like mom and pop places than resorts.
Yeah, the small shop helping small shop kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah. Like, maybe once you saved up enough to go to one of the bigger, fancier resorts.
Yeah, that was probably the one we came to for the kids.
Yeah, but, like, overall, I feel like Egan and his family in general prefer the mom and pop vibe than
the tourist trap shenanigans. Because they come here to relax, not to get caught up in all the bullshit.
Yes.
Unless the kids want to get caught up in the bullshit. Go
to the one with the fun water park and, whatnot for the kiddos.
Yes, but... You're really the one who has the most knowledge of the south side, because you definitely were on the north side the most, Rokain.
That makes sense.
Like, you visited the south side, but...
Visited does not mean ventured.
Yeah. Like took a carriage ride through kind of thing.
But yes, what do you do?
We need to find the resort that has a...
I was about to say, since this brochure we happened upon mentioned the casino, does the symbol of the casino appear in it?
Does the symbol of the casino? That's a good question.
Mermaid and clam, yes.
And if so, is it a mermaid and clam symbol? This new casino seems like a decent place to start, maybe.
So it does not have a mermaid and clam.
Okay.
It does have a mermaid.
Okay. So it's on the maybe list for now because Caxus only got a iffy, cloudy view of what we were looking for.
Maybe a connection to the casino sort of thing.
You don't see anything advertised as mermaid and clam, but
What was the casino called again?
The Beza.
Beza?
Beza. And just so we can go through the others, even if you don't go by them, we had the sleek modern Babnetti theater, which is Babnetti, and the traditional Mezian, which is Mezinan, which is the Mezinan.
And what is that?
Mezinan.
But, what's the full thing? Is it another Mezinan theater?
It's a theater. Okay. It's the traditional one.
And what was the one you said before that one?
Babnetti?
Yes.
Babnetti, excuse me.
Yes, Babnetti, which is the modern one. That's on the north side.
Modern one what?
Theater.
Thank you. And so the mezzanine is the traditional one.
Yes.
Thank you. I forgot. I have a section.
And I'm just going to give you this because I feel like you've definitely gone to maybe both, but definitely the traditional theater. The mermaid and clam is not their symbology.
Noted. Literally.
I mean, to be fair, it could be in a completely separate southern part of the island.
Oh, it could be. It's just, this is new. Yeah. It's a new thing we're looking for. Doesn't hurt to kind of keep tabs on that.
Oh, yeah. Did we get a drawing from Caxus of this mermaid and clam symbology?
Yes.
I forget. Okay.
Yes, we did.
Maybe we should just start showing that around?
Perhaps. It would be a good start. If our friend doesn't remember the resort he stayed at years ago, or whenever, but this is the closest to the symbol he can remember kind of thing. As much as it won't earn favors per se, no one's going to look too hard at a confused tourist here.
I don't know if it should be said or not, but Rokain is not wearing his family crest right now.
That should always be known. Yes.
I just thought about it and I was like, we should probably take that off if it is on.
At the very least, Nee always needs to know if you're repping it or not.
Yeah, so he has since put it away.
Okay.
I also imagine this pamphlet was at an info desk of some description.
Yes.
Is it a manned info desk?
It is. Like, they were talking to someone else while you were talking, but they have a smile on their face, but it is the most customer service smile you have ever seen.
It's we're both in retail. I recognize it. Yeah.
On this Triton's face. Mm-hmm. But they do come over, and they're like, "Hi there, how can I help you?"
Hello. We were told of a resort of sorts, but our friend unfortunately didn't remember the name. The most he remembered was a sort of symbology, and I'm sure it's a very common symbology to a degree, but if you could even give us a direction. And he kind of pulls out the sketch that Caxus gave them to offer up. It's I know there's some that may be similar, but any direction you have for us would be helpful.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry to hear about the inconvenience. I do have to warn you, though, if it's one of our top resorts, that it might be a little hard to get any booking at short notice.
Oh, no, yes. We're more scouting for a future vacation right now.
I see. Was so happy to have you come back to Laith. They begin to...
Zealous is so off-put by this person.
Yeah, Egan...
The eyes are dead.
Yeah. Egan's I get what's happening. I'm not gonna try to, I'm just getting through this conversation. I'm sure you've dealt with as stupid as me and worse. I just want us all to get through this as chill as possible.
They're just looking
Go
through
ahead
you.
and make an insight check.
He knows customer service, but from a tiny village, it doesn't get like this. Creepy.
Is that something we can all do with insight?
Yeah, you can all insight.
Oh, okay.
I feel like in Zealous's hometown, it's more they don't fear showing, I'm tired. Can we get to the fucking point, guys?
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a level of politeness for people who don't live there and come through, but it's not
Not robot Barbie over here.
Yeah.
That's a soft 20.
14.
I got an 8.
This person, they are so happy to be here.
To be fair, my die got stuck in the corner, so I just wiggled the thing, and it went from an 18 to a 5. So I'm a little disappointed. But
They're so happy to be here, Rokain. The two of you see... First of all, you see that this person is probably overworked, tired, all that. Zealous, you see that when they look, you see the recognition in their eye.
The recognition of the symbol?
Of the symbol.
Okay.
You, along with Cody, along with the recognition, you see some sadness and a little bit of anger. Well, I'm so sorry to tell you this, and I hate to disappoint you, but I'm afraid that resort no longer exists.
When
what
did
happened to it?
Yes, and when did it close down?
It was decommissioned to make way for a new fabulous casino.
Egan winces at that.
And you can see some bitterness. This is when you know, oh, this is a Laith native. Because, like, sometimes you can tell when they've been brought off and they're just, like, a company man. This is someone who is...
born and raised and is just living the dream, unfortunately.
Yeah, just doing what they have to.
It was decommissioned, like, torn down?
Yes.
Oh. Is the new casino in the same spot it was in?
In one of the spots. It's a very large casino. You should go see it. It's one of our main attractions.
What spot did this one used to be in?
I would say that one was about in the west end of the casino.
Okay. What was it called?
It was called the Royal Siren.
And who happens to own the new casino, if you know?
I'm not sure exactly of
a singular person.
But. Yeah. But I do know one of the main managers there. His name is Togo, Mr. Togo. I don't know his first name. I apologize.
No, you're being very helpful. Thank you.
Of course, that's what I'm here for.
Is it spelled?
Egan gives a very sympathetic smile at that. I got a cat claw in my pinky toe. But Egan gives a very sympathetic smile and nods understandingly.
Is that spelled Targo?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't even think to ask. I just wrote it down, went with it.
I mean, I'm mostly spelling things phonetically, but...
Yeah.
I tend to try to wait for lulls to ask for spelling, but I also do that. Were you about to say something?
No.
Egan kind of ruffles in his pocket and kind of pulls out 3 gold and kind of pats the counter in front of him and leaves it there. It's like, thank you very much for your help today.
They look surprised. They're not used to actually being tipped.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you get like a okay look from Rokain, like that was weird.
Very shocked look from Zealous, because that seems like a lot of money to be tipping
this guy.
It is,
but our sugar daddy Caxus gave us each 100 gold, so Egan's willing to give that to a poor retail worker who hates everything that's happening right now.
Again, the value of money is so different here, though, compared to his village.
That's fair, but yeah. Egan acknowledges...
We get tipped in, like, silver and copper.
Egan acknowledges it was a fuck ton of money, but he feels bad for this kid.
That's fair. He's just like, oh my god, you could buy so much shit with that.
I love how you're like, oh my god, that's so much money. I'm like, oh my god, I feel bad for you. Then Rokain's just like, why would you tip him that much money? He just gave you information.
They do lean... They, them, I've decided. I made them up, but it's they, them.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay. They lean forward and they're like, I also work at the casino part-time. So if you need anything, if you go there,
we'll make sure to find you if we need anything.
I work drink service, so...
Good to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Vernus.
Good to meet you, Vernus.
Vernus?
Yes. Vernes.
Oh, that was close.
You're just talking a little quieter, so I was having a hard time hearing.
They're probably not supposed to talk.
Oh, no, yeah. Definitely not oh! You're a good person, or at least a person that doesn't hate me, so I'm willing to put my neck out a little bit more for you right now, because you just gave me at least a year's salary.
Yeah. And now I have to come up with a look for Venice. Venice is kind of tall and gangly.
Mm-hmm.
The gills are very thin, and like these really deep blue eyes to match their complexion, which is a little paler than their eyes, and white hair that kind of is cut in that like fade style. Does their best to look androgynous.
That's fair. Respect. And if you happen to not be there at the time, anyone else we might be able to ask for help?
Ooh, there's a girl I work with, Kaylee. She's a human. She has red hair. Just tell her I said that you're good people.
Thank you very much.
And is there a reason you were looking for this resort?
Our friend said it was really good.
Okay, like I said, it's not around anymore, so you'll probably have to find somewhere else.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been here.
Mm-hmm. But thank you for all the insight you've given us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. Sorry about that. It's kind of a shame. Romero ran a good place.
Mm-hmm. It's a shame how much the tourist side has taken over things.
I probably shouldn't comment on that.
Yes, of course, but we also know you don't speak for the brand or the company. He just kind of gives a nod and then glances to Rokain and Zealous and kind of nods for them to step away.
Just get like a shrug, like, mm-hmm.
Zealous will step away with you.
Well, regardless, it sounds like the casino is where we need to look into things.
If we can get to the west side, too.
But it is a shame that it had to get torn down. But shall we be off?
Mm-hmm.
Lead the way.
And Ekin will lead the way, I guess.
You know this place better than Rokain does. He's not gonna go fucking walk around and get kidnapped. I don't know.
Do you think you're just gonna get kidnapped, especially when you're not rocking the I can't think of his last name right now? Nornellis, thank you.
The crest, yeah.
Since he's not rocking the Nornellis
you know,
crest.
You know Lathians, they're just fucking kidnappers.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, to be fair,
There's a
he's
lot of
probably
resort people.
No, yeah.
He's probably been raised to expect things like that. Even if he's not wearing the crest, that's just the base level in his head.
Yeah.
I'm always in danger.
Yeah.
This is when I thought I wasn't in danger.
Mars says, pointing at his eye.
Oh, yeah. I should say stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Egan leads the way towards the casino, keeping an eye out for anything else vaguely clam and mermaid shaped while they go, because so far all signs point to Lauderdale doesn't mean that that's where it's at, as I casually throw in a day to remember reference for no reason.
I was about to say what?
I have no clue. Don't
okay.
worry.
I got it.
We know you got it. You two know everything.
Again, just a classic reminder, we're both queer ADHDers and half of us are emo kids.
Can you guess which half?
It's me. I'm the whole half.
Okay, bud. So you approach the casino. It is humongous, Egan. It is multi-leveled, very wide. It has this thing where it's one of those buildings. It is spanning and wide and very tall. It is kind of Colosseum-like in the fact that it's rounded and it seems to be hollow in the center. And in the center, there's like not that you see this, but I'm just letting you know. There is like stage where performances happened and under the moonlight and stuff. So it's, it has that.
It's got ambiance.
It's got ambiance, but it is easily like a 20 leveled
Goddamn.
thing. Like the amount of space, and it's very wide circumference.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the most beautiful works of capitalism you have ever seen.
Rip
and-
all the resorts and native things that had to get torn down for this. Both
Yeah.
plants and shops.
Yeah. And there's a sign that has a mermaid, and a magical effect has had it, so it's kind of like those glowing neon signs we have and it makes it look like she's waving and blowing a kiss, and waving and blowing a kiss. And then there's dice next to her that are rolling.
That's cool.
And I would assume Egan would know that these 20 levels, probably at least half or a fourth of them are probably like hotel space.
Mm-hmm. It's a casino and resort kind of
Yeah.
thing, yeah. Do they happen to have one of those like marquees of "You are here" and a map?
They do, and I'm assuming you're just entering from straight forward.
Yeah, just like whatever, if not a main entrance, whatever entrance they walk up on first, kind of just to get the lay of the land.
So you see a marquee, and then a little bit to the side of it, you see a young woman at a sort of makeshift table, and every time someone calls, she's like, please just read this, and if you could sign, please, you need to understand that this isn't... And she just kind of looks down.
Zealous will walk over there.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Egan will follow up behind him.
What are we supposed to be reading?
This, please. And she hands you all a pamphlet, and it is handmade. It's not anywhere near as nice as the brochure.
I will say Rokain probably was one of the people of just walking past until he noticed that his
Friends, his compatriots.
were like, oh, we're gonna go check that out. He's like, oh, fuck.
I've never been to a mall. I don't know to avoid the eyes.
And it's clearly handmade, like, pictures are drawn, and but, like, it was lovingly made, and it just says, help save Laith, and inside there's information about, like, every single business that was torn down to make this awful thing possible.
That's making a bunch of money while all the actual people that live in Laith are getting destitute, basically.
Mm-hmm. And, like, letting you know that, and this is a human woman. She has, like, a pixie cut, probably in her mid-20s. Brown hair, green eyes, bunch of freckles. Looks not, like, skinny, but, like... Lean. Thank you. Yes. She looks lean. Probably hasn't been eating right. Like, kind of like when you can tell someone, it's like, oh, you're not, like, scary skinny, but you haven't been eating right.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the vibe, just by...
She's on the border of being,
Yeah. And she also,
malnourished.
she looks tired and sad.
that makes sense. All things considered.
Zealous will peruse the pamphlet.
Yeah.
Egan will as well, with a deep frown on his face.
Yep. It lists well into the 30s of businesses and some homes that just got demolished for this thing. Because not only did they have to make room for the building, they had to have, area around it, and
The parking lot that's not a parking lot, yeah.
I was about to say, we don't have parking lots.
We don't
do
have parking lots, but like the fields outside that people could wander and
yeah, like there's
Relax
like
and-
manicured
Lawns.
lawns and
and shrubbery and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
For
A
those
garden.
photos they can take.
Yeah.
yeah,
Those paintings.
Yeah.
Get their portraits
Yeah.
taken done, yeah.
yeah.
Not taken, because that still implies photograph.
Or stealing.
There's so many, and you do see on there the royal siren,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just one name of many.
Does Egan happen to recognize any of the others that are?
You know what? Yeah, you make a history check.
Well, that's an 18 plus something. Nothing. It's plus nothing. That's an 18.
So not plus something.
So
you lied to
plus
me.
0. I'm sorry.
You see a few that you recognize. I'm not going to come up with the shop names right off the
You
top
mean
of
you
my...
don't already have a list of 100 options? I'm disappointed, me.
I'm sorry. I almost made a list of all 30 shops that got demolished.
And that's why I'm
Okay.
shocked there's not one.
Isn't that going to be the point of our Patreon? Submit things like this?
Yes. That is because I usually over prep like this, but sometimes it's hard, guys.
I'm not blaming you.
I'm not actually blaming you. I am just genuinely a little surprised that you don't have just like 3 you can throw at me right now.
Have like 2.
Like my romance book that you're like, I actually know what book it was in. I'm not surprised.
There's this jewelry place you know of. It was named Diamond in the Rough.
Very original.
Very, very original. But, you know, it was a nice little mom and pop place. Like, you guys had, like, a camaraderie when you visited. And then there was this flower shop that was... I feel like Little Egan really enjoyed the flower shop.
That makes sense.
And then there was a sports good kind of like adventuring because there's a lot of like rock climbing and scuba. So like a place where you could get that and get like more authentic tours of like the reefs and things like that rather than the commercial ones. So they kind of sold you the equipment and sold you an experience. And they also got torn down.
It's unfortunate. That was one of Zara's favorite places. Because you can't tell me Zara wasn't fucking excited about the adventuring gear and getting to, like, scuba dive at the reef and shit.
And from what you know, they were all good people.
No, yeah.
Like, they weren't all like, let's be friends. But, like, they were
Solid
good
people
folk.
just trying to make a living.
Yeah. Friendly, but without what you just experienced.
The not robotic friendly, yeah.
Yeah, Zealous kind of skims through the list of names. It's like, that's a lot.
Exactly. There's so many. And so many of us can't make a livelihood anymore. All because they wanted to put this casino in. And what we got paid a little bit of pittance to remove, and if we didn't take the payment, they found other reasons to have us closed or kicked out, and the only compensation that a lot of us got is we were offered a job at the casino,
Making a fraction of what you were bringing in from your shop.
Yeah, and not all of us were super successful, but you know, it was ours.
Of course.
He's gonna like flip the pamphlet like kind of over, you know, back front, whatever. They like something you're suggesting to be done.
Well, I can't suggest what I'd actually like to be done.
That's fair.
But maybe we can stop this from happening. I know signing your name on a piece of paper doesn't maybe seem like much, but maybe it could get through to our ambassador to stop allowing this.
Glances at okay.
She is talking, yeah. It's the best she could do. And she is talking about Laith ambassador, not
the entire country ambassador.
Not more Corta.
But still, yeah, no, Zealous definitely looks at Rokain.
Honestly, if Rokain wrote his whole last name down, people would probably think they were being punked.
Yeah.
When Ornella's name gets written down, this sounds fake.
just something.
I was gonna say,
I mean, there are some people who are doing more extreme things, but
if right now all you have is a petition, I would be happy to sign it.
yes, yeah, and you see that there's like 4 names.
Egan will write his name down.
So will Zealous. Then looks over at Rokain.
This poor girl is probably looking at you with such pitiable eyes.
I'm sorry,
Like these big green eyes that are just like...
Just a little watery.
it's gonna seem like he's an asshole, like 100%, but he's like, need I remind you why we're here? Like,
Egan's not staring at him. He gets why Rokain may not want to put his name down.
but like on top of that, like we don't have time for this. We gotta figure this shit out.
Feel free to say something then.
Well, he
And
also kinda
Celis
wants to write-
offers the paper to you, thinking you're going to sign.
I feel like he's gonna grab it and just sign it to get it over with, but he's not signing his name. He's gonna sign a fake name. And I don't know what that name would be.
Is he just gonna write Marivin's name down?
Oh God, no. No, that's too much even for that.
Joe
Like,
Schmo.
yeah, it'd be like,
Curse
I don't know
his
why,
name.
but fucking Scooby-Doo movie of Jonathan Jocobo came to mind.
Rokain's new alias, Jonathan Jocobo.
And you know what? I feel like that's a good place to take a break. Welcome back, everyone. So you just wrote your alias down.
Yeah.
Rokain.
Jonathan Jocobo.
Yep.
Jonathan
that's
Jocobo.
I'm writing that down as an actual note. Rokain's new alias.
Probably a
Me
good
too.
idea.
It might come up later.
I mean, if they go look for Jonathan Jacobo, I hope there's not an actual person out there.
There probably is.
Or it's just gonna be that fucking wanted poster, a sketch of Rokain, and then Jonathan Jacobo.
They didn't even get my nose right.
No. They didn't get my eyes right.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I only have one.
They put the eye patch on the wrong side.
One of them's just a googly eye.
Yeah, someone walked by and went, "Oh, that's horrific." Googly eye over the torn out one.
It's the one that he holds on to.
But yes, this. I was about to say her name, but you haven't asked her name. This young lady looks so happy that she has more signatures.
7.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than 4.
Yes, it is.
And she goes, "Thank you so much."
Of course.
You're
I
welcome.
hope things start to turn around.
I hope so too. I know I'm trying to do the best I can in the most peaceful way. There are some who do it in a less peaceful way.
In that vein, is there any specific groups or anything we should keep an eye out for not our own safety, but our own safety?
Mars just made a very weird face,
Mars
and it
did make a
distracted
very weird
me.
face.
I'm sorry. It's just if it's not for our own safety, why like?
Well,
You're like,
it's like not necessarily for us directly, but like if these people that are doing things that she shouldn't say, i.e. trying to murk bitches and vandalize and whatnot, what should we keep an eye out for so we don't get caught in the fucking crossfire?
You should maybe just avoid the clammy hand. I know.
The what?
Egan makes a what the fuck face, much like I made a what the fuck face. If that's a name,
No, it's a bar.
okay.
The clammy hand.
Okay.
doesn't sound like a place I'd go to anyway.
Zealous doesn't know whether to
It's a bit of a
laugh or
dive
not
bar.
with this.
The owner has a sense of humor.
That's a
sounds of
word
something.
for it. Who is the owner? Do you know?
That would be Denarka.
Spell.
Denarka.
Thank you. Where is the clammy hand? Is she trying to
She kind of takes out a map of like the island and marks it for you. It's a little bit more south.
Oh, can we keep this?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I usually use it for reference of, to show people who actually want to listen where actual businesses that they could support are.
Well, thank you.
But a lot of people, they're just not super friendly to people who don't live here.
Of course, unfortunately. Well, I think we've taken up enough of your time and enough of your table, but I hope more people show interest.
Thank you so much. And she shakes all of your hands.
Yep, good luck. He looks so awkward. He's really trying not to look like he doesn't want to, like, let's go!
Don't mind him. He's not good with crowds.
Alice just gives
looks
her a
at
friendly
her
smile.
one single person.
They're in a fucking casino.
That's true.
There's people all over the
Yes,
place.
there's a lot of people. You're at the entrance, but yes. Because she's not allowed inside.
Of course
Of course not.
But I'm sure
Surprised
there's
she's
a bunch
allowed
of
right here.
in and out going
Yeah.
on.
Shakes her hand.
Oh, yeah,
friendly
she
smile.
totally might get arrested here.
That makes sense. At least shoved off of property by security kind of thing.
Yeah.
But have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you.
That was way too high pitched for Stella.
Ti-
Bye.
Little finger wave. Just...
But yeah, and then they'll make their way. Well, actually, no, back to the marquee. That's where Egan wanted to go to begin with, the marquee.
Yeah, you actually get in a little bit and you see the marquee. That's more at the just inside the entrance, and you see this place is filled. There's so each level has a different sort of game. There's like a level where like betting on like races and things like that. There is a level of like dice games, roulette games, poker, like card games. Each of them have their own sort of level, and then the top 8 floors are all hotel. And then the floor underneath all those is like a dining experience. But it is 11 floors of gambling, a floor of fine dining experience, and then the rest is hotel. And obviously, the nicer the room, the higher.
Of course. And then what's sort of in the western side of the casino?
So in the western, it depends a little bit on your level.
At this point, I'm just keeping it ground.
To ground, the western side, that seems to be where a lot of bookie things are happening on the ground level. Obviously, legal booking, but just like that's where you place your bets on events or the things of the like. But that is what is on the west side in the ground floor.
Do we just head over there?
I think now, for the moment, we can at least take a lap, so to speak, get the lay of the land, go from there.
I mean, yeah. Do they let people wander? Do they let people wander around in places like this?
Well, for now, we shouldn't draw too much ire. If we stay a long time without placing bets or playing games, we'll probably get some looks, but they're not going to chase away money before it's had a chance to be spent.
Alright. I mean, Zealous is kind of willing to go placing games. It sounds fun, but he's also like now like feeling like, but I just signed a petition. Maybe I shouldn't. He's caught between the novelty of a place like this and realizing,
I
feel
would be
bad.
supporting shitty people.
Yeah, because he gets the small business thing. So, but novelty. This is cool. He's never been places like this.
So I just thought of something that's might be important. His signature, since he is proficient in calligraphy, is probably way too fancy than it should be. So Jonathan Jocobo might be someone super important to them now.
I mean, people have decent penmanship. That's not immediately a red flag.
I don't know. I thought of it, and that could be a thing. I don't know.
It could be, but
Zealous definitely has a scrawl.
Egan's somewhere in the middle. It's a quick signature, so the full steel marker doesn't get written out, but
Just an S and a squiggle afterwards.
something to that degree, yeah.
Yeah, it was far more fancy than it needed to be.
But yes, you're going to take a lap.
Just kind of keep an eye out, kind of get an eye for security, the people playing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, ground level is the floor where they have races happening. Now, some of them you can watch, and they can be something as little as there's one, like, they're literally using animals in some of these, of, like, snail races.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they have some in person, and then they have some that are projected magically that are, like, almost gladiatorial. Like, bet if this person who's entered can beat this wyvern.
That's not a race. That's a
Not
fight.
a race. Yeah, well, I'm saying some are gladiatorial, some are races.
Fights.
Yeah, some are fights. Some are fights against each other, like UFC style. Or boxing. I like UFC. Sue me, Artemis.
That's not what the look was for. I'm just like, oh my god, y'all are gonna have to keep.
I was about to say Egan's first thought was no, Zealous, you can't enter. No.
No, it's not so much that he wants to enter. He wants to stop and watch. Y'all are gonna have to keep grabbing his arm and leading him off.
We're gonna need to get a fucking toddler leash for Zealous.
I'm not wandering off. I just stop and start watching things, and y'all are have to be like, no, we have to keep going.
Yeah, give you a little tug on your harness and keep you coming.
But some are in person, but most are being projected magically through major image spells. Some are like sports games. Fights with creatures, fights with other humanoids. This is the sports betting round. And every level does have like a small bar as well.
Of course it does.
Of course.
Of course.
Drinking and gambling?
Hand in hand.
Probably a little place to get some snacks, too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have to get the salt going to make you buy more drinks and then get you drunk to gamble more. And then you eat your frustrations when you lose and start the cycle over again.
Yeah, no, he is definitely getting distracted and stopping and watching stuff, and you'll have to pull on his arm. He's small town boy. It's a village.
I don't think Rokain likes gambling.
Egan's not a fan. Like, he's done the equivalent of we're on vacation, I'll run the slots a little bit, but...
Nah, because from what you said earlier of, like, they wouldn't be happy when we're not spending money, Rokain's like, I don't want to spend my money here. That's a waste of money.
You're not wrong. But it's a casino. They want you to spend your money.
Yeah, so if at any point we have to start spending money, you're going to have to make Rokain spend money.
But yeah, the security's, I mean, what you would expect from a place like this. It's good. It's solid. There is also kind of, near the entry, I didn't mention this, like near the marquee, there was like a hostess stand, so like you could check in if you wanted to go to one of the hotels.
At one of the points where y'all managed to drag Zealous' attention away from one of the magical TV screens. It's like, how are we supposed to find things again?
Well, the easiest way is to talk to people, but we need to kind of figure out what we're asking people before we can get there. That's why I wanted to just kind of explore a little first. If anything, not to say that that's automatically the place that we're looking for, but the demolished resort might be where we need to look, but that also leads us here.
Maybe that's the western section, but if the Ichor does what it's supposed to do, it sounds like maybe we need to be focusing more on the employees or owners.
Owners is more my thought.
Versus just the average people.
Like, there's going to be people that work for them if I'm understanding what Caxus has told us. But tearing down a bunch of businesses and putting up something like this feels on par with what Caxus told us to look out for. It's more figuring out who owns the business that built the casino or who runs the casino to see if they weren't always so ambitious. But that also requires us finding the right people to ask about their bosses.
And there is also, I'm sure all of you have realized by now, the possibility, because people work willingly with the Ichor, of like they were always an asshole. And now they're just still an asshole, which makes your job harder.
They just get goodies out of it now, yeah. Feel free to interject, Mars.
Yeah, no,
You're very quiet in all the episodes until
I'm
you're
sorry.
forced to speak. You're allowed to be like, this is what Rokain is feeling. This is what Rokain is thinking.
And well, you brought up something of we need to figure out who owns this place. And so I think without any hesitation, I I guess the security is probably one of the best people to go ask. He's going to walk up to the nearest security person and just go, or just say, I have a question.
Yes, what can I help you with, sir?
Who owns this amazing place? And he just kind of like raises his hands like, wow, this place is amazing. It's 100% like
a deception
trying.
check.
Like he's not trying to lie, but like he is
You're
trying
lying
to...
by calling this place amazing when you don't think it's amazing.
It's okay.
He's just being a little hyperbolic.
Yeah, I mean, I'll roll for it. I don't mind.
Persuasion or deception.
Well, let's see which one's better. Where the fuck is my deception? There it is. I'll do a persuasion because it's a +3.
While Egan and Zealous are over here having this conversation, Egan didn't realize this one also needed a toddler leash.
That would be a 9.
Oh, God.
I will say that there's no, like...
It's not malicious.
Malicious, yeah,
Just
it's
like,
just-
you're clearly a little full of shit.
But
Yeah.
he is curious. He
you're
does want to know
also
who owns the place. Like,
Clearly not a Laith native.
no.
Lucky for you, this particular guard is not either. I just rolled for it. So, I'm gonna roll to see if he sees the harm in telling you. He doesn't see the harm.
Cool. I've got this great fucking smile on my face, which probably is akin to when you saw me enter my own house.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Rokain, it's Rokain
It's
Nornellis.
Rokain Nornellis,
Yeah.
with his messed up face.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you covered that back up.
No.
That
Oh,
would
geez,
be.
you don't have an eye patch on?
No.
Oh, okay.
That'd be Violet.
Say that again, please.
Violet.
Can you spell that, please?
Roilech.
I was expecting that to be a Y, not an O.
I make up names and I spell them how I spell them.
That's fair.
Ask if that's the Mr. Targo.
That's a good idea.
Actually, roll to see if you recognize that name. Do you know that name at all?
Would that be something I can do? A history?
Absolutely. Someone with the power to make this casino?
Possibly you know that.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
That'd be a 21 in total.
Nice.
Very good.
I rolled a 16 plus
Very
5.
nice.
Give me one moment.
Yeah, see if I can put 2 to 2 together.
Mm-hmm. Again, Egan and Zealous, and then Egan looks around. Oh, no.
You see him like...
Yeah, just gesturing, talking to some fucking very clearly security guard. So he should really keep us in the loop on things. Let's go see what's happening.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
That is a former meritocrat.
And I have to remember what the heck our level is.
So meritocrats, when ambassadors put names forward for cities of their areas so the ambassador of Laith put forward this name at one point, and they were elected to
Look over this city.
look over
effectively,
their
or
city
area
of
of Laith.
of Laith. Just a reminder of our ranking system. We have the constable, which is purely elected town by town, basically just the law in that area. Then we have meritocrats, which are what I just said. We have ambassadors, which are over each little area, kind of.
They're regional managers.
They're regional
effectively.
managers.
Meritocrats sound like governors, like or mayors of cities.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's the overseer. There's only 9 of these in the world.
Those are for the entire country.
Continents.
Yeah.
Continent, sorry.
And then there's the queen. The overseer is kind of there to check and balance.
Kind of be the go-between of the ambassadors and the queen, so
Yes.
she's not getting bombarded by all of the ambassadors. From
But also
all
if
the
she ever got like
continents.
power hungry.
There's a balance in checks, yeah.
So Rokain's family would be below the overseer,
Yes.
Yeah.
but it's just like the one step below it.
One step below. And again, the fact that they're ambassador of Morquarta being the biggest kind of central place makes the... Like, again, the ambassador of Laith is an important person, but if you put the ambassador of Laith next to the ambassador of Maquota,
even if he doesn't technically hold more weight, he holds more weight.
Yeah. But yes, he was a former meritocrat.
He just goes, okay, well, thank you so much. And then just walks away.
And you know his last name is not Torgo.
Okay. And then he just walks up to you two.
What did you find out, Rokain?
The owner of this place, his name is
Rylek,
thank you. I wrote it down. I was like, I don't know how to say that word anymore.
We've all forgotten how to pronounce it.
Yeah. He was a former meritocrat. And yeah.
There's no reason I should have deep knowledge of this, but does that at least ring any bells? Do I know what he was like as a meritocrat, being a somewhat not frequent visitor, but frequent visitor?
Yeah, history. And it won't be a super...
That's an 8.
Woo! Hey, I set it at a 6.
Hey, nice.
Oh, damn.
Because, again, I feel like you're close enough, you visit enough, you at least would have heard...
Especially given the trade, I'm familiar with the politics to a degree.
Yeah. He wasn't good, he wasn't bad. A lot of native Lathians weren't fan of him because he was big on pushing the whole tourism and getting, expand over preserve.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't like an awful person.
So it's a little surprising that he's a former meritocrat, that he quit to do this, but not completely unheard of.
And also, like meritocrats,
they come and go.
They come and go.
Yeah.
There was probably, he probably wasn't going to be reelected. So why run again? Why spend that money? Because
when he could save all that money for a massive fucking casino.
Yeah, Zealous' question is, why is he a former one?
I'd say that Egan knows that native Lathians weren't going to re-elect him.
He is an elected official, and he was pushing for things like this, and native Lathians weren't his biggest fan and probably wouldn't have re-elected him had he run again. How long are the terms of meritocrats?
I have this somewhere, but I wrote it down so long ago.
It seems like valid information to know.
Also, if we want to actually talk to him, I'm pretty sure I could make that happen.
Okay, ambassadors are much longer. I was looking at how long ambassadors. And that ambassadors more get looked over again by the overseers, like, are you doing a good job? Yeah, okay, then you're still the ambassador. And they get checked every 10 years. Meritocrats, an election is held every 5 years.
Alright.
Do we know how long it's been since he was meritocrat?
Rokain definitely does. It's been about 2 years.
So he's a very
Rokain will share
recent
that
one.
knowledge.
Alright, so it's possible that maybe he not infected if he was kind of like this before.
No, but anyone he's working with may have pushed him, or we could still be looking in the entirely wrong spot. That is a valid possibility, but we should exhaust our resources here before we just move on, I think.
Oh, no, I'm not saying we need to leave or anything.
It is a valid possibility either way, yes.
Mm-hmm. Do we do what you said, Rokain? Do we try to meet him?
Maybe ask around about him a little bit more before we go full. We don't want to play our cards too fast.
Oh, and you'd both know he's a tiefling. Okay. Not that that's overly important, but
fun fact, yeah.
Yeah, fun fact.
Did Rokain explain that this Rylek is not Targo?
I don't think that crossed his mind.
Because Zealous would ask, is that the Targo guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
At least not to my knowledge.
Well, then maybe we should check into him as well, if he's like the main manager.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ask around about this Mr. Targo. It seemed to be implied, yes, Mr. Rylek owns this place, but it seemed to be implied it wasn't a sole adventure. So, learning more about who runs this place would be for the best. Or if he has any benefactors that helped him fund this place, it might have. It could be a long web of people.
We have to investigate all of them?
To a degree.
Ugh.
Unless anyone just starts acting like ink monsters and attacking us. That's the best we have right now.
Speaking of, I'm just
Roll initiative! No.
Zelos is over here thinking, well, that could be kind of easier, it sounds like, honestly.
You're not wrong. But...
Looks to the gladiatory fights to see ink monsters fighting people.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Would be interesting. I'm sure there is a bad guy somewhere that's catching ink monsters and using them as gladiatory monsters.
Mm-hmm.
If not, there might be one now.
If not, there might be
fucking great idea, guys.
I will say that is gently inspired by Connie and Transplanter because of their cataclysm monsters. There was a place that caught them and then sent them into the.
That's not a hardly.
I was just
No, it's not a
That's
unique
from
thing.
many
That's
different
just where my brain immediately went with it.
But yeah, you guys, do you want to go to the next level? Do you head to the elevator? Yes, there's an elevator. I know this is fantasy. Get off my dick about it.
It's
magic.
It's just magic. Yeah, there's wizards
It's
and everyone that just telekinesis the stones up. It's fine.
Yeah.
Move
Or
Earth.
teleportation circles.
Yeah.
And also, Daichi exists. The technological advancements with magic.
I was about to say that literally only means anything to you right
Yeah.
now, and only a little to us, and
Yes.
nothing to our listeners.
Could you imagine if it was a teleportation
Well,
circle
I've mentioned
for
it a little
Zealots?
bit because that's where Caxus is from.
Might not have ever had one of those. Like, be like,
Oh.
hold on, it might be a
But
little
no,
weird.
I'd say this is definitely something. It's like this mix of tech and magic, which means this was probably fucking expensive to get because things like that don't come cheap.
No, yeah. Another reason to look into benefactor. Just all of the real time fucking fights being major imaged around. That takes money because that requires people to dream visit, project something to communicate between the two things.
Yeah. So you head up to the second floor, intent to explore what else this capitalistic nightmare has in store for you, and that is where we will end our session. All right, I've got nothing to plug this time. Anyone?
Nope.
All right. Well, everyone, you guys have a great day. We hope you had just as much fun listening to us as we did talking.
Listening to ourselves. Playing. Playing? Is that the word you're
If you want to
for?
hear us talk more, because our voices are just that damn sexy, go over to Patreon. Bye! No, wait!
Wow, 2 months fucked you up. We haven't recorded for 2 months, and you forgot our whole sign-off.
Yeah, okay, and remember, play to your you! Bye!
Thank you for listening to this episode of Roll for Focus from Campaign 1 Ouroboros. This episode was edited by Cody. Transcriptions are by Artemis. Character art is by Miajic, also known as Fiesta TB. She can be found at linktree/Miajic. That's MEDEKH. You can visit us at rollforfocus.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and TikTok at rollforfocus. If you want to do more to support us, for as little as $1 a month, you can join our Patreon, Roll for Focus Podcast. Get exclusive looks at character sheets, ad-free episodes, early access to episodes, monthly extra content, give fan submissions for names or items, shoutouts at the end of the episodes, and more.
Hey everyone, Emery here. We're so thankful to everyone that supports us by even just listening, rating, and sharing our podcast. We wouldn't be able to do this without our audience support. And we're especially grateful to those who go above and beyond and subscribe to our Patreon. Like those that have found enlightenment and know it's best to play to your you. Like Luchik and MN House of Cats. Thank you guys so much.
Just a small town boy. Born and raised in South Detroit. Anyway.